Hello everyone, it's Michael from Embody the State, and this video is going to be about a little interesting story about Chinese bamboo, which some of you may have heard and some of you may have not, but the lesson is very powerful in this video. And I know that you guys are going to have a little aha moment, right? Maybe not all of you, but a lot of you will, right? And all I ask is if this video inspired you or taught you something new, just hit that like button, and that way it helps reach other people. So the same way it inspired you, it'll inspire others and help others, and that's all I ask for, right? As for the rest, you already know. If you need any help, any mentorship, coaching, one-on-one, stuff like that, embodythestate.com, and you already know the rest. So let's get into it. This video is very interesting, and I'm actually looking very forward to filming this as I'm doing this right now, because a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to changing ourselves, right, and it comes to, you know, focusing on our inner world and then letting the 3D conform, there's a bit of time between that happening from when we begin our journey, right? And I've seen some clients and also a lot of viewers, right, that pass through my comments or that DM me here and there, and they're having similar issues, right? A lot of them will do the techniques, and then whatever, a week will pass, 2 weeks, a month, you name it, and then they're back in the dominant belief of, oh, nothing's happened, and I must be doing something wrong, which obviously people fail to realize that alone, you know, that conviction, of course, that's going to be your manifestation, your reflection, if you still haven't changed your set of beliefs about yourself and your reality, right? Regardless of what your senses show you. So the thing about the bamboo story that I want to share with you about Chinese bamboo is a lot of people may not realize, but bamboo takes a long time for it to sprout, for it to like grow and to be beneficial for, you know, industrial purposes and stuff like that, right? On average, it's about 4 to 5 years before you see any movement, any result, right? You will have to water that thing day in, day out, and take care of it for years before you get to reap the rewards, right? And luckily, manifestation doesn't have to be like that. But the same thing applies though, right? The work is being done under. The reason that people kind of spiral is that they don't see what's being done underneath and how the changes is going to reflect, right? And so they don't see movement, and therefore they instantly accept that, oh, I must be doing something wrong, or oh, I'm doing something that perhaps is slowing me down, and then that's why it's taking forever, so on and so on. So that being said, one thing I want you guys to remember is just like the bamboo, you guys are doing the work under the ground, right? The bamboo takes 5 years to sprout, and then once it sprouts, in about, I think it was 5 to 6 weeks, it can grow 90 to 100 feet, like boom, within weeks, right? And the thing is on the outside, all people see is how fast it grows. Oh my God, the bamboo grew so fast. Did you see that? But they don't ever pay attention to what happened the 4 to 5 years leading up to that, right? They don't realize that the bamboo had to literally start creating its structure under the ground to be able to grow and support itself once it finally sprouts, right? And we are very similar to the bamboo in the sense of we are doing the work underneath the surface, just like the bamboo was, right? And the problem is our logical mind goes, oh, it's been X amount of time, I must be doing something wrong. Or they start doubting themselves in some form, right? They start going back to their old beliefs. They start thinking that manifestation is not for them, or, you know, something is kind of blocking them, right? Which I've already talked about in past videos, and I've even spoken with clients about how there's no such thing as a subconscious belief sabotaging you, right? Seth goes into great detail about this. But that being said, just like the bamboo, right? We got to realize that we are setting up the ground work. We're doing the foundation when we're manifesting anything, right? And if you only wait like a month, 2 months, or even a week, whatever it may be, and you still haven't changed your beliefs, you still are waking up as the same person and you're going to sleep as the same person, you shouldn't really be shocked that nothing's happening, right? And that's okay, because let that be a reminder that, hey, you know what? I still have work to do, and then therefore I didn't do my best. Therefore, the law has to work because I haven't disproved it yet, right? And I know some people question whether the law works or not, and just like Neville says, you know, try it on things that you don't care about, right? That's why he told people do the ladder experiment, because of course you're not going to have resistance to climbing that ladder, right? And when those same people arrived in that little, you know, the seminar that he held afterwards, when he says, oh, if you've climbed this ladder, then meet me at this location at this time. And it was much less people that joined that little lecture, right? And he literally told him, what if I told you that manifesting $1 million was just as simple as climbing that ladder? And that goes to show that it's our importance that we put on things, which is why they, you know, they seem a little bit harder, right? Just like a person who's been raised with a poverty mindset and passed down those beliefs from their parents or grandparents, whatever, right? and their whole life they've been poor, and then now you're telling them, hey, you have to start feeling abundant and wealthy, right? They're not going to have as easy as a time possibly doing that, as opposed to someone that was raised with different beliefs, that was instilled with positive beliefs, right? That maybe was taught manifestation at an early age, and the power of your thoughts and things like that, and what you feel about yourself, right? And that's okay. We're literally kind of reprogramming ourselves. We are rewiring ourselves in essence, right? So the reason I share with you that bamboo story is, remember, it spends 5 years building its structure, its root base underneath, to prepare itself for the results, for the success. And then when it's time to sprout, within weeks, it goes up 90 to 100 feet, sometimes more, sometimes less, right? But the moral of the story is, you will always see the success, and it seems so fast. But nobody seems to look at what happened to create that success. And that success was created from the preparation that the little bamboo was doing underneath the surface, right? Just like you guys are doing underneath the surface. Except the difference is that the bamboo, just like Neville when he says, you have to have faith of a mustard seed. And he's not really referring, a lot of people get confused and they think that you need like a tiny amount because a mustard seed is small. And that's what he's referring to. And it's really not. That's just misinterpreted. It's about the conviction that a mustard seed has. A mustard seed knows that it's a mustard seed, right? It doesn't know, anything else. It knows it's going to sprout and be and know what it's going to become, right? Just like how, a rose knows that it's a rose, right? Or a potato knows it's a potato. So it's the same concept, right? It's that conviction. It knows what it is. It knows its purpose and nothing else. You can't plant a mustard seed and then expect roses, right? It's same thing. It's not going to grow and be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be a rose. No, it knows what it is. It has conviction. It knows what it is. And you have to know what it is. Just like that bamboo knew what it was, right? It knew that it had to set up the structure in order for it to be prepared for the success. And a lot of you guys are half-assing the structure, and then you're getting upset about the lack of success. And you have to ask yourself, have I truly changed my identity? And if so, be honest with yourself if you get no results, because I've never heard of someone that has changed their identity and then never got results week after week, month after month, year after year. It doesn't work like that. So if the answer to you was yes when I asked if you changed your identity, evaluate yourself, right? And if you truly cannot find anything wrong with what you're doing and you're really doing the checklist, okay, and do I actually feel that I have it? Am I actually returning to the realization that I have it? Am I dominantly returning to this state to make it my natural dwelling state? Do I really believe that I am a different person no matter what my eyes are showing me? Or are you doing processes and then you're spending time doing this, and then a month will pass, or 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, or whatever else, and then you're like, okay, no results. Now we got to figure something out, right? Does that sound like someone who has changed their beliefs? Because if you have changed your beliefs, you wouldn't have come to that conclusion, right? A person that knows who they are, just like that mustard seed knows it's a mustard seed, right? Just like the bamboo knew that it was going to grow, but it had to set up the groundwork for it. You have to be the same way, right? You have to understand, okay, I cannot be saying that I've done everything right and then this hasn't happened and so on, and then expect results with the same mentality of lack. It doesn't make sense. You can't go from I'm doing everything perfect and then a month later be like, oh no, like nothing's happening, or 2 months or 3 months later, nothing's happening. Ask yourself, are you the same person that you are today than when you began your manifestation journey, right? Are you still trying to do techniques and hoping for a better reflection? Or are you actually making the effort to change how you feel about yourself? Because if you're just doing techniques to do techniques, like you're just doing the blind crap that I don't teach, right? Like, you know how I feel about this stuff. I don't like people blindly doing things, right? And if you're blindly doing things, then you should not be surprised at your lack of results, right? I'm not saying that it's not going to work ever, but I'm just saying, why go the unhealthy, longer route when you don't have to, right? Isn't it much more simpler to have that same conviction as a mustard seed, to understand who you are, to know what you are and what you're going to become in this 3D world, right? Because remember, creation is finished. It's already who you are. Everything that you're thinking of, anything you can desire, is already yours. It's literally already within you. You're not waiting for it to change. So then, and when I say change, I mean the 3D. You're not waiting for the 3D to change so then you can feel good about yourself. So then you can feel happy and grateful and in love and wealthy and whatever else you want, right? It's the other way around. Do you feel like you have the things that you want when you think about them? And is this your dominant dwelling state when it comes to that topic? And if the answer is no, then can you really say that you're doing everything right? Do you still have this idea that, oh, I have to do these processes and then one day it'll show up? Because if you're doing that and you're not bothering to change how you feel about yourself, you're not bothering to feel the reality, right? That's why Neville has that book, Feeling is a Secret. Not blindly doing things is a secret, or affirmations are the secret, or whatever else is the secret. It doesn't matter what technique you go, whether it's affirmations, visual, whatever, inner conversations, even just hearing someone say something. It doesn't matter what you choose, but have purpose when you do something, right? Don't just do something and then be like, okay, I'm just gonna say I'm in a happy, loving relationship, but then you don't feel like that mustard seed feels, right? Like you don't have that conviction of a mustard seed, right? Just as the mustard seed knows that it's a mustard seed, you're saying things and you're doing techniques, but do you actually believe that when you're going throughout your day? Do you actually understand that by feeling that you are already the person that has their desire, that it will reflect? Do you understand that this is how it works, right? And if not, then start practicing this. Don't just blindly do techniques. It's about who you say you are. As a man thinketh in his heart, so shall he be. It's not as a man saith, so shall he be, right? Because I can say, just like Neville, when he told people, tell yourself during the day, I will not climb the ladder. I will not climb the ladder. And guess what? They still climbed the ladder, right? It's not about what you're saying. It's what you're doing in here, what you feel in here, guys, okay? What you feel true about yourself. Do you feel truthful that you have a cell phone? Like, can you have conviction that you have a cell phone? Yes, right? Do you have conviction that you have a pet, an animal, whatever color shirt you're wearing? Yes, okay, so apply that. That same knowing. It doesn't have to be this rough, hard thing that you force. Can you accept that you already are the person that has that because you understand creation is finished? Just like a mustard seed, it knows what it's going to become. Do you know what you're going to become in your 3D, right? Because you're already it in here. Remember, you have to be it inside first to get it outside. And if you're not doing that, then you're just wasting your time. I'm not saying that it's never going to work, right? Because I know there's success stories you can find of people doing things, not 100% perfect, right? But do you really want to go the route of spending years and years and years before getting something, having mental burnout every month and so on and so on? I assume no, right? And that's why I don't teach stuff like that. It's much more simpler to practice feeling the reality of having what you want now in the present moment and doing that throughout the day, returning to that, right? You guys, just like the bamboo, right? You have to understand, you got to lay the groundwork first. And the bamboo isn't sitting there being like, oh no, I got to wait 5 years. And if I do it a bit earlier, maybe I can get it. No, it knows it's taking its time, and when it's ready, boom, the results come, right? And we see the results overnight. In 5 weeks, it's already up 90 feet. And to us, to the naked eye, we're just like, wow, that's amazing. It grows so fast. But no one talks about what the work that had to be done with the bamboo underneath the surface, with the root system and everything, right? No one discusses that. And that's something you guys need to be considering, right? Remind yourself of that mustard seed. Remind yourself of the bamboo. What work are you doing beneath the surface, right? What are you doing within your imagination, and how are you feeling about yourself? Are you trusting that you already are the person that has their desire? Or are you literally just doing processes in hopes of a better 3D so then you can feel better, right? Do you understand? Like, there's such main differences in those, right? And a lot of people do not differentiate it. And your job is to realize, if I want love, I have to feel loved. If I want money, I have to feel like I have money when I think about money, or when I think about love, and so on and so on. Same thing applies, right? Same thing goes with health, or you name it, right? So ask yourself, do I really feel like I have my SP when I think about them? Or am I forcing, trying to, chokehold a feeling and trying to force this feeling and this and that? Because you shouldn't be forcing a feeling. A feeling comes naturally as part of acceptance. When you truly accept that you are the one that has your desire, because you understand that creation is finished and that all of it is existing within you, all those different realities you're already connected to, it's much easier to accept that you are literally the creator of your reality, understanding this, which then makes it easier to then feel the feelings that you would have as that person within that state, in that present moment. Because remember, the present is now. Everything is happening now. That version of you that has that money, that has that SP, whatever it is, living together, that house, that car, whatever it is is already existing. The only reason you do not have it is because you refuse to accept it, right? That's as Neville says, right? And your job is to literally practice accepting throughout the day that you already are that person, instead of, oh, I'm trying to manifest this. I've been doing this for months. Every 2 weeks, I'm gonna, start looking for something that I'm doing wrong, right? Does that sound like something that a person who's already a success does, right? If you're in a relationship, are you randomly gonna be like 1 month into the relationship, be like, oh no, I don't have movement. I must be doing something wrong. No, right? You're going to be enjoying your relationship, focusing on it. You're going to be planning your weekends with your person in your mind. You're going to be excited about the dates they're taking you on. Or if you're a guy, the dates that you're planning for her, right? And you're changing the way you think. Do you understand? Like when you're in a relationship, you think differently versus when you're trying to manifest one, right? And failing at that, to be like, just to clear it up, right? Because when you're manifesting one, you can think about your relationship all you want, as long as you're doing it from, and you feel like you're that partner already. When you do it, right? You let it kind of go through you. You accept this state. You step into that state, right? But there's people who will literally spend years and they will just be like, okay, I'm thinking of SP. Time to robotically force a feeling. And then they're just like, where's the results? And it's like, show me a book that tells you to do that. Like, that's why I tell people all the time, it's like study source material, right? The more you study, you guys will answer so many of your own questions, right? And it's so vital that you guys understand that mustard seed knows who it was. That's why I bring this, the topic of the mustard seed or the bamboo in this video up, because a lot of you guys are living like you don't know who you are. A lot of you guys are living as if you don't know that creation is finished, as if you don't know that the kingdom of heaven is within you all, and that all those realities are already being experienced now. The same way that you're watching this video, it is being experienced. So there's a version of you that isn't watching this video, and instead they're living their life with the dream partner or the money or whatever the hell they want, right? And your question is, are you going to that mindset? Are you entering that state of consciousness throughout your day over and over and over again and feeling it real, right? In other words, are you making the habit? Are you building the habit of becoming that person dominantly? And if the answer is no, then don't be surprised when you don't see movement, right? But if the answer is yes, and you know you're doing a good job at it, good. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let the 3D throw you off. Remember, you're building the habit. What takes me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, whatever, or even weeks, whatever, to change myself, it might take you shorter or longer, right? Don't compare yourselves to me. I've seen some of my clients be like, oh no, I've seen some of your success stories, and some things come within days for you, or a week, or 10 days, or blah, blah, blah. And for them, in their head, they go, okay, if it doesn't come in 10 days, then I must be doing something wrong. It doesn't work like that, guys. Your job is to understand that just like that bamboo, it knows what it's going to become. And you have to focus on what you're going to become in your 3D, because remember, you are already it now. In here, you are already it. And in your heart, you are already it. Remember, everything is being experienced already, right? Just how I mentioned a minute ago, how you're watching this video now, there's versions of you with your dream life, right? Focus on that dream life. How does it feel to have that dream life? How does it feel to know that it's yours, right? And in the back of your head, it's okay to understand that yes, my 3D is going to conform. It's not about trying to convince yourself your 3D has changed already. It's about identifying with what already is elsewhere where you can't see it, right? And when you become this person over and over again, you will start noticing that your 3D has no choice but to reflect this new identity that you've chosen to step into time and time again. So remember, guys, it's not about doing processes blindly. It's about understanding who you are. What do you want to be? And how does it feel to be that person? It's that simple, guys. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? And I just want you guys to really understand, this does not have to take years and years. Some people ask me, I even have a client or two will ask me after every call, right? And sometimes they update me, but then they always ask me, does this work? Like, can this really happen, right? And you got to realize, if that's your mentality, especially throughout your whole journey, it's not healthy for you guys. I'm telling you, go look at, on my website, I put up testimonials and stuff. I'm sure some of you have already seen it, but I put a whole bunch up, and that's only like maybe a small percentage. I have so many more to filter and edit out and do stuff like that to protect privacy and stuff, but I'm gonna be putting more up over time once I have more time. But everything that you see on that website, on that page on my website, is literally advice given from me to them, right? It's them applying the same advice you're getting in these videos, and it's the same advice that I've given other clients and stuff like that, right? You guys got to realize you are in control. It's not me, it's not your family, your SP, it's not anyone's job to make you happy. It's your job to decide you already are happy. You already are the one that has your desire. Go back to being in that state over and over and over again. Eventually, it will become who you are. And sometimes you will get the manifestation before you even, reach Sabbath, right? Sometimes in some days I wake up and I'm like, okay, like today's another good day. I already know the 3D is conforming. Whenever I think about my desire, I already know what to do, and boom, 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 and it's all done, right? And during the day, I have the mentality of, I'm still doing the work. I'm still doing the process, right? But when I think about my desire, I go straight to having it. I identify with being that person now. And it pops up into my life in that day sometimes, right? And I wasn't in Sabbath, so I don't want you guys thinking you have to chase Sabbath as well, guys. It's more so focusing on your identity. Who are you? Who do you say you are, right? And that's why you hear it so often everywhere, who do you say you are? And even in scripture, you'll hear that, right? It's because it's your choice, right? And when you realize that there's nobody blocking you but yourself, you kind of realize, okay, there's no pressure on me. If I'm the only one that can block me, why on earth would I feel bad? Why on earth would I feel scared or afraid or upset and regret my existence or anything like that? It makes no sense, guys. You guys are literally all, kings and queens. You guys are all royalty, but you forgot that you're playing the role of the beggar. It's like you got so absorbed in the story that you literally forgot, right? And there's a famous quote, I'm drawing a blank. I forget who said it, but this was old literature. But it was like that. It's you're a king that played the role of a beggar that forgot that you were a king, right? And that really applies to us. We are literally God, as Neville says. And I'm gonna make a video on what I'm about to say in the future. But Neville discusses that we're just having a dream. Like we're literally God having a dream, and whatever we're aware of in this dream will be our experience. God fell asleep, and we're here to dream this dream, right? And that's the beautiful part. It's you get to decide what your dream is, right? This is a dream world, a world of shadows and happiness and so on and distractions and love and hate and all this stuff. And our job is to maneuver around it and to kind of accept that we are the creator of it all, right? We can maneuver around the stuff we don't like, and we can accept what we want, and we can choose to not accept the things we don't want, right? Think about it. Who's stopping you from feeling wealthy? Is it me? No, right? Is it your mother? Is it your father? No. At the end of the day, who's deciding that for you? It's you. Same thing with you SP people, right? Who's deciding that you don't have your SP? Who's making you feel like you're single, even though you know the law and you know how the law operates? Is it your SP? Is it someone around your family? Is it me? No, right? It's you. You're the only one judging your thoughts. You're the only one giving them life, whether it's good or bad, right? Remember, your awareness and what you feel to be true will be your future, right? So stop feeling that it's true that you're single every day. If you want to not be single anymore, start feeling like you're not single. How would it feel if you literally had your desires now, guys, okay? And that's what you return to. Whatever that answer is, you return to it time and time again, okay? I don't want you guys fussing or stressing out over this. Manifestation does not have to be hard. It does not have to take forever. It's about taking control of your mind, and that's what I'm here to help you guys with, okay, guys? So that being said, I hope you guys like this video. It was a little all over the place, but it was just something that I've been thinking about for the last like 48 hours of making, and I was just putting my thoughts together on it. And as you guys know, these are a one and done. I don't write notes. I don't have something behind the screen, to remind me of like, certain structures and stuff like that. It's all from my heart, guys. It's all from my experience. So I just want you guys to understand, you can do this. There's nothing to be afraid of, literally nothing, okay, guys? You can have whatever you want, but you have to give it to yourself and accept that you already are it now and move in that conviction throughout your day. And obviously you're not going to hold that conviction all day, but you can return to it. And the more you practice returning to that and being aware of having it already builds the habit. And when you build the habit, guess what happens, guys? Your 3D starts changing. But if you're just doing techniques and you feel no different and you're not identifying with anything other than your present reality, then guess what your present reality is going to be? It's going to be the same. Okay, guys? So that being said, I hope you guys like this video. It's a little shorter than usual, but not that short. I love you all very much. Hit that like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't. And feel free to check out my testimonials so you can get inspired on my website. I love you all very much and have yourself a wonderful week. Okay, guys?